It's no secret that organic is hotter than ever, and produce is the gateway to an organic lifestyle.
Geoff White hit the ground running when he took the helm as president of Albertsons Company's own brands last year. Under Geoff's leadership, the company will introduce nearly 1,400 new own brands products in 2018, setting a pace for a twofold increase in product innovation from year to year. Regarded in the industry as a visionary merchant, White started his career as a general clerk in British Columbia and has been contributing to the company's success for the last 37 years. Please welcome Geoff White.
Well, hello everyone. How are you? Good. Okay, Dan. You had a lot of lists in there. I've got one list for you. Okay. First one is there's not a chance in hell I'll be using any of those big words in my presentation. Okay. If I have the big one up here during my presentation, is because I did not raise my hand once. Okay. And my wife's in the crowd, and I'm in big trouble because she's going to make me do all that stuff. Okay. So like Dan, I have one question for everybody. How does it feel to be part of the fastest growing food segment in the grocery biz? Now, see, like Susan said, obviously you're all drinking last night. Come on! How does it feel to be part of the fastest growing food segment in the grocery biz? Come on! That's right. Man, you just must be incredibly proud to be part of that. And so am I. So first of all, thanks for everyone being here, and I'm honored that I get to spend a couple minutes on stage, telling my stories. So, I started in the industry in a small Safeway store in British Columbia 37 years ago. And today, as you saw, I'm honored to be able to run Albertsons' own brands department. And it's a lot of fun. You get to be incredibly creative, yet you get to really kind of push the envelope, and you get to do a lot of stuff with your consumers. But that career path has really given me a unique vantage point to watch how organic food has grown. So in my presentation today, I'm going to tell you how excited I am about the future of it and give you a couple of reasons and opportunities to continue to drive that business. So, but I always think it's important to kind of reflect back a little bit of where we came from, because really it's an incredible journey. So, in 1989, I became a brand new produce manager. Little store in British Columbia, incredibly proud of it. And one of the things that really kind of got me excited about running a produce department and the potential for growth was this constant request for organic produce. But think back in 1989, right? There wasn't a lot of assortment. There wasn't a lot of supply or consistent supply of everything, and the costs were incredibly high. But none of that bothered me, because I knew that if customers were asking for it, I could drive my business with it. So I remember one Sunday morning getting my produce load in, and I saw my first box of organic bunch green onions. And I thought, wow, am I ever going to be able to drive some business with this? One of the fastest moving items in the department, and it is. So I took them out of the box, and I trimmed them up a little bit. I made them look so beautiful and fresh. And down the end of my wet case, I had this little segregated organic section, and I placed them on the case. And I hung the price tag. And I was proud of that price tag at $4.99 each. and that's a real statement, $4.99 each. But I didn't care. Customers were asking for these things. So come in Monday morning, and if you know what a produce manager does, every morning they grab a cart, they put a couple empty boxes in it, they start down one end of their wet case, they work all the way down, trimming, crisping, straightening out the produce rack, and off we went. So I get down Monday morning to the end of my produce rack where my organic section is, and there's my green onions. So no problem, I clean them up, I trim them up a little bit and put them back on the case, and off we went. Tuesday morning rolls around. I go through the same process. There's my case of green onions. Pull them all off, clean them up, trim them up a little bit, put them back on. So this continued on all week long. So by Thursday, I'm down with my case of organic bunch green onions. And this is day 5 seeing my friends. I actually had names for them at this time. Billy, Susie, yeah, for sure. So come Saturday morning, ready for a big day of sales. It's about 9 a.m. And my store manager walks over and he's going to take a peek at my produce department. So I'm down one end, he's down the other. And he goes, "White!" That's exactly how he sounded. "White, come here." So I think, wow, he's looking at my organic section. He must be real excited about it. And off I go. I run down there and say, "Hey, boss, what's going on?" "What the hell is this right here?" I go, "Well, those are my organic green onions. What are you talking about?" He says, "Why the hell are they only 3 inches long?" "Throw them away." Because I had trimmed them up all week. So think about how we've grown from there, right? So the earliest data I could find on organic food sales was 1997. And the industry was about $3.5 billion. So again, tons and tons of issues to work through, but still had this massive growth going on. So by the time 2008 came around, I think the organic food industry had finally kind of got its feet underneath them. That supply was keeping up with demand. There was way more assortment available. There was way more supply and consistent supply of products. And we saw this great growth, right? So over the next 10 years, the organic food industry grew at 10% a year and went from $20 billion to close to $45 billion. There's nothing in the store that's done that. Absolutely nothing. And it just blows my mind. And then think about this, it went from 3% of total store sales to 6%. Put a double on that. So that's exciting, that our history and our growth has continued. So, but this word comes up, and we've heard this a little bit lately, this question of plateauing, or I've heard the word maturing, that the organic business is maturing. And that's scary for all of us, right? That we've put so much effort into growing this business, put so much effort into how do we continue on with our growth. But I would tell you that the exciting part of this is that, a plateau with regard to some of these reports still have organic food growing at north of 6%, which is great. And if you put it in context to what the rest of the grocery store is growing at, the rest of the grocery store is only growing at about 1%. So, still a fantastic growth. Sorry, I'm getting a little parched. Yeah, good for my Costco friends, Kirkland water. It only tastes kind of okay, too. They would do the same thing to me. We're all friends here. Yeah. So, and then you look at the produce business growing double digits. And then the nice thing about the produce business, and you heard it in my opening, that the gateway to an organic lifestyle is through the produce department, right? So that's a big opportunity for us to continue to grow. But we're all asking ourselves, what's next? How are we going to continue to drive our business? What else is out there? So I'll give you a couple of ideas. So if you look at the situation today, like I said, more assortment than ever, customers are educated, the whole price-value equation has kind of worked its way out where customers can really transition into that lifestyle without it being incredibly expensive. So if you take our O Organics brand, for example, so we kind of stand for the mantra organics for all, and we really stand behind that. And our customers and our shoppers are really backing us up with that. So one is, as the dynamic of the store brands are growing tremendously right now, there's a couple of reasons for that. There's actually many reasons for that. And a big part of it was bringing value, right? Because that's so important to every shopper's basket. But there's trust in the store brand because they trust the retailer that they're shopping with. So they trust their brands. And we've seen the record level highs of customer satisfaction and customer acceptance of store brands. But when it comes to the organic brand, and specifically our O Organics brand, that USDA organic seal carries a lot of weight. And every single one of our over 1,000 products carry that symbol. And customers trust that. So there's this whole trust factor going on with regard to the store brands, and then in the organic specifically, that label that has really kind of built our business. So in 2017, we launched 200 O Organic products, but in 2018, we'll launch 500 O Organic products. So that's Nance, way to go. So if you think about the opportunity for everyone in this room and what we're doing at Albertsons, 500 new items across the store. Not all in produce, but a ton of them could be in produce. It's the biggest part of our segment with O, so lots of opportunity to go there. Okay, so the next one. Combine that with the accessibility of product. So, you know, the having enough assortment and supply and the price value is only probably half the equation. Customers now are saying, I want my products when I can get them, and I want to get them how I want them. So not necessarily the traditional bricks and mortar. Now don't get me wrong. I really believe that a beautiful, well-merchandised, fresh, full, colorful produce department is always going to be incredibly important for a retailer, right? It helps build your reputation and your quality reputation, always going to be important. But there's no denying that this e-commerce business is growing and growing fast. So how do we take advantage of that? So I'm really proud today that, if you didn't see the news release, that in partnership with Instacart, we have launched a organics marketplace, which is a virtual store on the Instacart website. So now a customer can go in and see this branded organics marketplace, where on this marketplace, if they're living that lifestyle, not only can they get products from organics, but other organic brands throughout the store. We have Open Nature and lots of better for you healthy products in there. So it's that partnering that delivery e-commerce piece along with the growing trend of organic and natural and better for you. So we've launched it in San Francisco and Washington, D.C., with an expectation to roll it out fast to lots of other major cities that we partner with Instacart on. So lots and lots of excitement there. But if you think about all the other opportunities that come with e-commerce, from home delivery to drive up and go, of course, our Instacart relationship, and as well as our purchase of Plated and the partnership we have there, there's a long runway in the meal kit business, not only for branded, but the whole organic lifestyle, and bringing that into the meal kit business too. And I know that there's lots of that work out there, but we're getting involved as well. Okay, so a slide of the Jetsons. So if you think about the Jetsons, they lied to us, right? So you think back, Jetsons was kind of hot in the late 60s, early 70s, and they told us that the future looked like flying cars, conveyor belts that dressed you, robot assistants, though that may actually happen, kind of thing. But the thing that really intrigued me about the Jetsons was this little synthetic food pill that they take, and how back then, how exciting we thought that that may actually be the future. You could take a pill that was a turkey dinner and have that big old tryptophan pass out on the couch, and off you went. But really, there's something that's changed here, and why I say the Jetsons lied to us. That back then, the arc of food evolution maybe was going into a synthetic pill, right? But what really has happened is that that arc is bending in a different way. In my mind, it's bending in a way where it's going back to what once was, right? And that's back to where years ago, produce was organic. We didn't even really call it organic back then. So I guess I wonder about what the future lies for us. And you know, this is where I think it's going. That the question would be is, in 50 to 100 years, based on our growth, will everything be organic again? Right? Could it be? How exciting would that be, right? Randy? Yeah. With the ease of what the omni-channel gives us, and the supply and the pricing, I could imagine our great-great-grandchildren eating more like our great-great-grandparents than actually how we eat today. So it's really not the birth of anything new, this organic trend. It's really just the recovery of back to the way things used to be. So think about 50 years from now, what do you think they're going to call organic produce? They're going to call it produce. Right? So for all you that have organic produce brands, you know, you're just going to go back to your regular brand, right? So I really think that may be the case. So I go back to my friend, the Organic Bunch green onions, and I just marvel about how far and how fast we've come. So thank you for your attention today. I would tell you that on behalf of myself and the Albertsons team, we're looking so forward to kind of present opportunities and really driving those with you, but building out new ideas that'll help drive our business. So thanks, everyone. Thanks for having me. Have a great summit.